What's going on, y'all? So listen.
Oh, what's going on, you guys? So, everybody is saying the same thing. Oh my God. Okay, I'm so glad that I'm not the only one. And I want you guys, when I get to that part, actually, I'm probably gonna say it first, but when I get to that part, I want you guys to put your honest opinions down in the comments about this and see if we're on the same page, because I'm seeing a lot of tweets about this, but we'll get there. First of all, once again, hello everybody. How y'all doing? I hope everything is going great. This is the Power Review, Power Book 2, Go, Season 1, Episode 4, The Prince, okay? So, as we get into the episode, I will say that I feel like so far for me, it's a progression. Like, the episodes are getting better as they go along. I will say that, okay? Because I actually really like this episode that came on. I'm still Team Monet and that whole family, trying to see what's going on with that. Tariq is not really annoying me as much as he did and when he was in Power, but it's still, I'ma still feel the same way I feel about him, but I'm loosening up a little bit, just a little bit. But it's cool. It's cool. Speaking of, let's just go ahead and start with Monet and them. You know what I'm saying? So, Monet had to take Cane and go talk to Lil Guap and them, the GTG gang, okay? And let them know, listen, y'all being cut off, okay? At first they wasn't going to cut them off. They was just reducing their supplies and stuff or whatever, because they out here running funny. They doing too much. They trying to be like internet sensations and stuff like that. You know how these new kids are these days. Everything want to go viral and everything. You in the drug game, baby girl. I call everybody baby girl. Baby boy. You can't be doing that, okay? Regardless of if it's 2020, 2019, or 1972, you can't be doing that. We got to run this shit underground still, okay? Regardless of what time period it is, we still got to be on the low. You can still get locked up and all that stuff. You can still mess up the organization. It's not going to fall back and make it look bad on you. It's going to make it look bad on us, okay? Because we the head done data up in this piece, all right? So that's what Monet is trying to explain to them. And, explain the reason why we are cutting your supplies a little bit. We're taking some of your territories or whatever. Basically putting them on punishment. That's what it is. When a bad kid, when kids act up, they get a little bit of punishment. You do bad in school, you get a little bit of punishment. You get a little stuff taken away from you. That's what she's doing to them. And instead of just taking it like you supposed to take it, because you know that you was wrong and you was out here moving a little bit reckless, instead of just doing that, Monet and Cane walks away. And then old boy said, puta. I said, hold up. I said, first of all, you didn't call a black woman a bitch, okay? That is what we're not going to do right about now. She said, say what? Say it to my face. I want you to say that shit out loud. He bossed up and was about to say it. He said, poop. And before he can even get the tuh out, Cane went through and just started rag-tagging that ass. I said, you know what? Now, let me tell you something. I'm a hood rat to my core. Sometimes I feel like I can switch it on, I can switch it off. Baby girl, let me tell you something. It is a good thing that I don't like dudes, because that shit excited me, baby. Or I don't like studs that like get into, that's like real hardcore or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That like a fight like that. Because baby, that shit would make me like, girl, all right. I was like, Cane, beat his ass, Cane. Cane, beat his ass. Beat his ass. I said, okay, Cane, that's enough. That's enough. And then, one of the little homies or whatever was going to try to pull a gun or whatever. Monet said, I want you to try it. I said, oh, stop him right in this track. That whole scene did something to me. I said, I don't know. I'm into it or whatever. And basically what wound up happening with that whole situation is, they get their territory stricken away from them. And so, we got Cane, Diane, and Drew sitting in the house, and they talking about what happened and what's going on, and Drew trying to understand, so where are we going to get some more people to take the place of the GTG? Okay, where are we going to take the place of them? Who going to do that? Girl, it is Cane, Diane, and Drew talking. Monet ain't nowhere in sight. But as soon as Drew asks that question, Monet comes around that corner. Monet will pop up on your ass out of nowhere, okay? Every episode that Monet has been on, she done popped up on these kids out of nowhere. It is hilarious to me. But basically, she was just like, we got we got a new partnership going on. Don't even worry about Lil Guap and them. We got a partnership going on with Tariq St. Patrick. And of course, they like, what? Are you serious? Especially Kane, And she was like, this is what it is. We gonna happen with him. He was like, Kane don't really rock with him. He, feeling like he like a little smart ass or something like that. He a little bougie and all that stuff. And I'm sitting here like, Kane, he told you. He picked up on it before you did, boo-boo, that your play uncle was a rat. And he told you the logistics and the in and out about that. And you still got doubts or whatever about that. I mean, I understand people got to prove themselves. But no. Look up the name St. Patrick's and look at all the dirt that they're trying to fling on it and say what's happening. If you don't look up his name, James St. Patrick, at least look up his mama name. Since they trying to put it out there that she the queen pin or whatever. Follow the case as it go. Okay? Because, yeah, Ghost ran his business so that his drug business can be a little squeaky clean or whatever. Make it seem like he not doing nothing, but we can see his, business side. But still, you can see the allegations that was thrown against him and all this stuff. We can see, look it up. I'm pretty sure they writing stuff about what's going on with Tasha and all this stuff and the charges against her. So look it up. This boy is not a stranger to this drug game, baby boy. He probably know more than what you know. Okay, he probably know hell of a lot more, and he younger. So yeah. Calm down on that. And Monet wanted, Drew to go down there to go look up Tariq and find some information out on him, who he working with, what he about, all that stuff, whatever. If my face looked puffy, baby girl, I just woke up a little bit. I woke up and I went on ahead and watched this episode, and I said, come on, let me go ahead and watch this. That's why my voice a little deep too, or whatever, so I can get it out the way. But anyway, so yeah. She wanted Drew to go down there and check on Tariq, and Diana wanted to go down there, but she wouldn't let him go down there. Let Diana go down there. And Monet already knows what's going on between. Monet is a mother, okay? And mothers are not stupid, especially black women. Black mothers are not stupid. They know exactly what's going on with their kids, especially the ones that they keep close to the belt with them. And we're going to see exactly the reason why she babies, or it seems like she's babying Drew. That's an issue that came up when she was talking to Lorenzo last week, and he wanted Lorenzo to go down there to talk to GTG. And take care of that situation. Drew to talk to him because he wanted him to be the man in charge, not Kane, because Kane is not level-headed like he is. And he felt like that Monet is babying Drew. Drew needs to stand out and be a man on his own. But we will see exactly why Monet does the way, at least the reason why I think Monet is doing what she's doing with Drew. Okay? So, she get pissed off at little Diana a little bit. She was like, bitch, matter of fact, you think you slick or whatever, you want punishment too for, going around getting that burn and talking to your daddy, trying to get him to convince me or whatever to go to school and all that stuff or whatever. Matter of fact, give me your main phone. I said, ooh, how old are these kids, all right? How old are they that you got my phone taken away from me? They probably not paying the bill, so I understand, So at this point, cool, fine, whatever. So Drew, Kane wanted to go down there. They was like, Kane, you can't even fit in. Look at you. You don't fit into this little preppy school or whatever. You don't fit in. So no, we're going to send Drew. Drew go down there. He pops up because, at this point, last week's episode when, Tariq and Monet finally did have their meeting and they finally agreed to work with each other. Monet said, well, at this point, if we're going to be in partnership, I don't want you around Zeke. I don't want this aspect of things around Zeke, so I need you to move out and find you somewhere else to stay at. And so he moved in with Brayden. Brayden is a Weston. Weston owns practically the whole school. So therefore, they got the best room and all this stuff or whatever. It looks real nice. And that's where he's staying at. And that's where Drew pops up on him at. And he let him know what it is. And before, Drew can fully get out what he wanted to do or make it seem like he just up there to be up there, Tariq is not dumb. Tariq is a little bit, as sheltered as they is, he's somewhat street smart to a certain extent, especially when it comes to this drug game. and he's also book smart. Okay, so he picked up right quick. And that's a good thing on his part because he picks up on things real quick. And he picked up on the fact that Monet brought your ass down here, told you to come down here and to watch me. That's basically what you is. You know, trying to figure out some stuff about me. But let me tell you something. I got class, okay? And I don't know what it is that you're doing or whatever, what you think you're going to find, but you're not going to find nothing. Besides, you know, they up here, they selling the stuff. You know, they like the stuff up here, and that's it, okay? That's all that it is. You know, ain't no funny business going around or whatever. And, you know, just trying to make sure that he ain't out here running funny and just being all brazen and out in the open with stuff or whatever. So he goes to his little art class. Remember when we got first introduced to Drew in the second episode, I believe, when they had that family dinner, you know, Tariq was talking about art, and that piqued Drew's interest, okay? And so we already know Drew ain't got the heart for this game. We already know that. And once we get to this art class, the teacher invited Drew to come in, you know, and to participate in stuff. And so they had to team up with people that they didn't know to do a little drawing and all this stuff. And when the teacher was talking and Drew and Tariq was standing there, it was this black boy who was just sitting there and he just kept on looking. I'm like, okay, I put that away. Next, I said, why he stand so hard? Do he know Drew? Do he know Tariq or something like that? What's going on? So when they sit down and partner up or whatever, Drew partners up with old boy. And he just giving him the eye and they giving him each other the eye. And I said, okay, I see exactly what's going on here. Like, we all peeped it. I was like, oh, shit. So now it's making a little bit more sense. We don't know if Drew is gay or if he's just bisexual, but we know he likes some pink, okay? We figured that out. They was flirting. It was cute. I was like, oh, it was so innocent, you know, talking about art and stuff like that. Anyone know, oh, come get into my pants or whatever, baby boy, you look fine as fuck and all that shit. No, they talking and relating on art and everything, you know. Tariq peep it, you know. At one point, Drew did take some pictures of Tariq while he was sitting down, you know, at his little station. That's gonna come into play at the end of the episode with Tasha, but at this point, you know, while they doing their little thing and they flirting or whatever, Tariq leaves. And so Drew goes with old boy to his little dormitory room. And, you know, he was like, this what being on a basketball team get you? He was like, this what straight A's get you. I said, oh, academic scholar. Okay, he said not athletic, but academic, bitch. All right. I said, oh, all right, Drew, come on. Get you a smart man. Okay. And so they doing what they gotta do. They flirting. And he was like, I want you to draw my next tattoo. I said, what? What is this? He pulled his shirt off and he was like, you see this tattoo right here, 24, and you know, like Kobe or whatever. See, I wanted, one day I'm gonna get my jersey just like that. But see, I wanted to get it this time, but Connor bitch ass took it, you know, first and then tried to make me seem like I gotta pay for it if I wanted it. I said, boy, fuck Connor. Connor gonna get his ass beat, okay? Connor then had it out with Zeke. Now he got it out with this boy too. Like, Connor gonna wind up getting fucked up, okay? And so at this point, Drew feeling on his and talking, looking at his other tattoos and stuff like that. That's it, you know, they started kissing and doing what they gotta do, shirts coming off or whatever. Drew was about to get some sloppy top, okay? And then he got a phone call or whatever from, I think, Monet, okay? And boy was like, oh, so you a mama's boy? I said, oh, calm down on that, okay? So he goes in the bathroom, and he was also getting phone calls from Tariq or whatever. Because Tariq was running out of product. Brayden had to tell him, you know, we need some more product, whatever. This stuff is selling fast, and we'll get into what that's about in a minute. And so, you know, he calls Diana, you know, and so since Monet had her phone, she brings it down to Diana and said, put it on speakerphone or whatever. And so because she's upset at the fact that instead of him calling her back, he calls Diana. And so when he calls Diana, he tells her, you know, we need some more product, bring some product down here, whatever. And so, okay, cool. That's what wound up happening. She winds up going down there to see Tariq, to give him the product and all that stuff. And next thing you know, they rapping with each other. This her way to get down there. I thought you said that, you know, Zeke said that you wanted to ask Monet if I can date you and all that stuff, whatever. And this how I'm going to get to see you. And they start kissing or whatever. I said, see, I told you, go ahead, get that done. But, that was the situation with them. When Monet comes into the house and see that Drew is in the house or whatever, taking a shower, she asks where the money at, asking what did he find out. And it was like, yeah, he out there doing what he doing. He living, undercover and all that stuff. He not loud with it or whatever. And she was like, okay, so that's all that you found? Yeah, that's all that I found. Okay, so that means that he out here living smart. All right. And it was like, where the money at? The money in my bag. So Monet opens up the bag and sees the little drawing pad that he had, and it was like this drawing of this male torso. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that was Oh Boy that he drew, but Monet, the look on her face was like, I'm gonna have to really watch this one. And the speech that she gave him, talking about the men in the family, and you always got to come home, and basically what it sounded like to me is the reason why she babies him, or it perceives or it looks like that she's babying him and keeping him close to her vest and trying to protect him, is because she really is trying to protect him, because she knows her son is gay. And she knows that it's not going to be accepted in that lifestyle that they're in. Okay? And so, that's what I feel like it. That's what I feel like. Either gay, bisexual, pansexual, or whatever, she knows. She knows her son. And that's why she protects him. So, I was like, that's what's going on with that. Moving on from them. Let's get to Tariq right quick. Okay? Tariq was another big main storyline in this, of course, because it's about him. So he has to meet up with Stern, and we're thinking that it's Simon Stern. No, the person that we meet up with, and he was thinking the same thing too, was Simon Stern's husband. Now remember, when we first met Simon Stern, he was married to a woman. I said, yeah, he into all that freaky shit, he just looked like the type, so hey, it is what it is, I'm not surprised. But it's a young boy, and that goes on in the gay community too, and I'm talking about lesbians too, you know what I'm saying? The age gap, it'd be something crazy. But, oh, my voice is just not there. I feel like I'm talking like this. Do I sound like I talk like this or whatever? That's what it's coming off when I hear my voice and talking, But, anyway, so, basically, when we first see Tariq, he's looking at this app, whatever, that's looking like, Course Load or Course Travel or something like that. And it's a tutoring app that he came up with. And so he's talking to Simon Stern's husband, Bash, or whatever. And he wants to do this course thing or whatever to make it seem like they're tutoring. All right. And I don't know necessarily. Dude is not stupid, because he knows that it's not necessarily all about tutoring. Okay. He said, what, you selling papers and doing all this stuff, whatever, woo, woo, woo. And so he was like, you can't be doing this and blue, blue, blue. At first he was trying to give him some runaround, but then Tariq was like, if we do this under the table and, Stern don't have to know, I'll give you 3%. He was like, no, you'll give me 15. He was like, no, you'll give me 5. Okay. He was like, I'll give you 5. So he was like, cool. So they get this done. What they're doing with this is the tutoring app that he's using it to tutor as well as to sell his product, weed, cocaine, pills, or whatever it is that he wants. And he got, each subject is a different type of drug. And all they got to do is punch which one they want. If they really want to do tutoring, they pick the tutoring. If they want drugs, they pick the premium account that's like $250 or whatever. And so, they doing all of this stuff. They getting it out there. And, they got to get some real people that's going to be some tutors and some dealers. And that's Braden's job. And we see him doing that, going around getting all the people, recruiting or whatever. That was light skinned Keisha. I was like, yes, bitch, I know that. I see that face, right? I said, okay, look at you, sis coming up. Act by can't say shit about that, bitch. If you watch Love and Hip Hop, you know why I said that. But sis out here getting her shit done. So she doing that or whatever. She was one of the customers and all that stuff. Because at first when they was like, you need some tutoring, she said, do I look stupid? Do I look stupid? I said, I know that's right, sis. I know that's right. And then she opened up the envelope and I was like, oh, okay. She was like, yeah, it was some weed or whatever. Then she was like, okay, I'm down for this. And then it's the word of mouth that's spreading everything in the business is booming. That's why, you know, it was booming to the fact that, you know, Brayden had to call Tariq and let him know, listen, we need some more product. It's so much more. It's selling out so quick. And that's why, you know, Diana had to come up there and bring some more product and all that stuff. We get that, whatever. And so, you know, I think it was episode 3 or episode 2 when we saw Epiphany gets up there and she was in the room with that boy. Wasn't that the same boy? And had him stand up in there or whatever. That was a competition. His was a competition. I think this was the same one that was at this party that Brayden was at. And Tariq basically instigated a fight to get him out. Because as we saw, he was selling pills at the party too. And so he was the competition. And just like the way Effie tried to get, you know, Tariq out of choke when we saw him on the regular Power, that's the same thing that he did with this Nick dude who was a fellow dealer. Get the competition out. He winds up getting suspended because he got into a fight with Brayden, you know, and Brayden is a Weston. You know, so that's why he got suspended. And that's what wound up happening with that situation. Saxe, baby, listen, Saxe is trying to get somebody up in there to follow Tariq or whatever. And his niece just so happened to get in trouble with the law. And that's how he gets the niece Riley to come up in there. And see, it makes sense why they call him Nancy and why people was trying to being confused or whatever about the fact that they was calling him Nancy and thinking that he was transgender. No, he's not transgender. Once again, it's because I should have known this was what it was. His favorite sister that they said would take up for him, and he was saying all the cis stuff and the cisgender this and cis man. She's gay. So Riley has 2 moms. And I said, that sounds about lesbianese. You know what I'm saying? That's why the terminology was there. So that's what it is. And so in order for them not to find out about what she's been doing, you know, he sends her into the party to try to, you know, tell and watch Tariq and see what's going on. Sends him a picture of him or whatever, just watching the fight go down and all that stuff or whatever. Riley and Brayden, they kind of hit it off too. And I was like, is this real or is this fake? I couldn't really tell. But, you know, that's what was going on with that. So with Davis and Saxe and them, Davis is trying to prove that Saxe knew more than and was cutting off Blanca and that she was trying to say more that could have helped the case, whatever, and tried to go to the judge and try to, you know, get Saxe off the case and make it about Saxe and show that he was being crooked, he was being dirty or whatever. So they had another little court little incident that they had in the office or whatever like they had earlier. Blanca was up there basically telling, you know, I wanted to see everything that I wanted to see, but he was cutting me off and he's a dirty man. That's basically what Blanca was saying. Saxe ain't shit, okay? You know, he set all this up. He led the witness. He led Rashad Tate to say what he said, you know, to point to Terry Silver and Jason Patrick killing him. And then, you know, all the stuff that Blanca was saying was true. Okay. But the fact of the matter is she could not prove it. She could not prove it. She could not say that she actually saw it. Okay. And because of that, Saxe was able to come in and cross-examine and counterpoint her and be like, well, you know, well, yeah, Rashad Tate didn't do this or whatever. He did say what he said, but it wasn't because of me. You know, it was because Tasha did this and Tasha did that. And then the DNC, they wanted Rashad Tate to come up in there and to testify. Well, no, they wanted him to do it. The judge wanted Rashad Tate to come up in there and testify about the Andre Coleman and all that stuff, whatever, and to say that, you know, he was led on by Saxe to say the things that he said to get that warrant, you know, because Saxe put it out there, Blanca, you trying to call me a bad man, but you also was okay with the warrant being signed. You wanted that warrant as well. So now you're putting yourself in in harm's, making it seem like you a bad cop too. And the lady, the judge said, you know, Blanca, just to let you know, a transcript of everything that's going on in here and what was said is going to be sent to your supervisor as well. Okay, so you're going to get you might get into a little trouble too. Saxe, you know, trying to cover his ass. You know, Rashad Tate gets subpoenaed and he don't want to come down there to talk to them. But the DNC and Mock and they told him, you're going to do that. And you're going to make it seem like, you know, James St. Patrick is not you know, this bad guy that he's trying to make him out to be. Okay. And I forgot that Rashad is the one that they're backing now for governorship, you know. And so at this point, he goes down there, he gets his testimony, and he says no, he wasn't led on by Saxe. So now Davis is looking like, ain't this about a bitch? You know, y'all line up in here. He was like, he wasn't led on by Saxe. The reason why he said what he said was because Tasha, you know, came through earlier and threatened his campaign, threatened his life, threatened his family. Next thing you know, he's getting shot at. You know, it's a possibility that he could have been 6 feet under. You know, his family was traumatized because somebody shot at him and all that stuff or whatever. Woo, 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 just line up a storm. Yeah, these events did happen, but it didn't happen the way that he's trying to make it seem, to make it perceived that Tasha is the queen pin and the one that's pulling all the strings or whatever. And so once he got through with his testimony, Davis made sure to say, you a lying ass nigga. I said, I know that's right. Call his ass out. So at this point, we got Paula, you know, meeting up with Tariq because she was trying to call him. She was trying to call him and get some information about Rashad Tate before he got up there and testified or whatever. But he you know, did take his phone call. Didn't take her phone call. And so she comes up to the school and runs into him because earlier, because the business is doing so well, he was able to pay Davis in cash. And Paula looking like, this boy is paying us in cash. Where's he getting his money from? Now, see, Paula, baby girl, you about to start getting on my nerves, okay? Because at this point in time, y'all defense attorneys, and I know people want to do stuff by the book. He just like old boy that told Saxe, listen, I thought you said that we was going to do stuff by the book, okay? Stop that, you know? She ain't trying to have her rep. She ain't trying to have her stuff messed up or whatever. But at the same time, Davis is like, this is money, okay? Who cares how he got the money as long as we get the money? Who cares, okay? You know, she wants him to drop this case so bad. She wants him so bad to drop the case. But she go up there talking to Tariq and basically said, you know, I understand you going through some stuff or whatever. It was almost as if she was sympathetic a little bit to a certain extent. And especially... And see, this is what Tariq has a gift for. Tariq has a gift for manipulation, okay? Paula came up there just to blast him out like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you getting this money, but you need to chill on that, okay? Because if it ain't a wire, if it ain't a check or whatever that we can go and trace it back to a LLC or something like that, we're not going to be able to do no shit like that, okay? And so she gave the money back. But, you know, Tasha had already called Tariq and was like, you need to get a piece, okay? Because of the whole conversation that Lorenzo said to her about, you know, him working with her or working with them and all that stuff. He needs to get himself safe. So she told him where he can find the gun at. He went to the laundromat, put his birthday in as the combination, and got the gun. And so it was in his bag. So when he put the money in the bag, Paula saw the gun that was in the bag. Okay, and Tariq has this gift of flipping the situation to get an empathetic ear, okay, and making people feel sorry for him. And that's exactly what he did. He played that, you know, my mama is this, and I stole the money from my grandmama. You know, she's the only one that's getting money or whatever. So I know what she be getting it, and this is what I had to do. I just want my mama out of jail. That's all it is. You know, I just want my mama out. I ain't got my daddy. I just want my mama out. So Paula was softening up a little bit up until she saw that gun, okay? Next thing you know, Tariq had to call Bash and, you know, tell him that we need to set this up so that I can get money and wire money to this place or whatever. Woo, woo, woo. Bash took it upon himself and was like, I see an opportunity, so therefore I'm going to get more money. You need me, so therefore I want, instead of the 5% we agreed on, I want the original 15% that I wanted. And so Tariq had no choice but to say, okay, fuck it, go ahead, we'll give it to you. And so at this point, we see Davis and Paula getting it in. I was like, see, I kind of knew it. I kind of felt like something was going on a little bit more, all right? And, you know, she was getting these text messages or whatever, and one of the alerts that she got was that they just got wired some money. And she was like, of course, from a shady LLC. I'm trying to understand where he's getting all this money from, what he's doing all this stuff from. We need to drop this case. Davis is like, if your mind is focused on this case, then obviously I ain't doing my job right. She was like, that ain't it. I'm just like, you know, I don't want nothing to happen to us, okay? Because I don't want none of this shit to fall back on us. That's what it is. Baby, David's trying to calm her nerves, and at this point, he getting dressed, little Method Man was putting in work. I said, look at that little booty. Okay. He getting dressed and she was like, here, don't forget this. It was his ring. She was like, you don't want your wife to, think anything. I said, oh girl, you up here trying to be holier than thou at work and want stuff to happen with you about a book or whatever, but you out here fucking a married man. Girl, your morals and priorities are all in a flux, huh? Okay? You're going to be morally right at work, but in your real life, you're going to be out here tramping. Okay? That's what you got to do, girl. I mean, Method Man, he fine, so I understand y'all. The girls be going crazy over Method Man. I get it, y'all. I get it. But, that's what's wound up happening with that. Moving on. Speaking of Tariq, he's in school. The name of the episode is called The Prince. They're reading Machiavelli's The Prince, okay, in school. And so while Reynolds is going over, Jabari is going over the, teaching a class, Professor Milgram and the other Professor Simon, he comes in. They come in talking about the Canonical Studies Fellowship that's going to afford a student to have a full free trip to Washington, D.C. for whatever it is that they're doing. And of course, everybody is hyped. Yeah, we got to get this. We got to get this. Okay. And so after the class, Lauren comes down there and she was like, maybe we should, talk about what I need to do to get this scholarship or whatever, get this fellowship. And, Milgram is looking like, so what? Like, after she just had her experience with listening to him doing his grad student, okay, so now she thinks that he's doing all of his students. And I picked up on that right away because the way Lauren was coming on to him, it almost made it seem as if she was trying to get some extra points in or whatever and trying to set up a fuck date. And that's not what she wanted. She wanted to have him come over to dinner at her parents' house and, have Professor Milgram come as well. And we see what we need to do or whatever. And then he said for optics, bring another student. And so Tariq volunteered himself. And so what was getting me was when they got there, it's all this tension between Jabari and Milgram. They haven't really been talking to each other. She got to step back from him because she's a sexaholic and she's addicted to him and all that stuff or whatever. And that's what her sponsor said. Stay away from him. But she's in her feelings because of the fact that he fucking students and all that stuff. At least we know he fucked at least once. And one student. And she's jealous. She's jealous. And so, throughout this whole time, Lauren was texting Tariq telling him to make sure that he's on time and to bring some flowers for her mother because she likes flowers. I said, first of fucking all, I don't know your mama. We ain't on no date and I don't need to bring no flowers. Okay, this is a school thing. Why do I need to impress your parents? Okay, what? Girl, get out of here. But it was because, Lauren got feelings for Tariq. Tariq got little feelings for Lauren or whatever. That's going to be his college bag. Diana going to be his little hood, his drug bag or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because when he get there late. All right. They about to have, they having dessert. Okay. He done skipped the whole dinner portion. They having dessert at this point. And also, Lauren's sucking up because, the family is a good, they're like fans of Jabari's first book, okay? Didn't even realize that he had a second book out because it flopped so bad and Milgram made us remember that. And they was going back and forth with each other. I said, no, y'all not finna have this little lovers quarrel right here in front of everybody. Mind you, when Tariq got there, they was talking about the prince and then I just cannot stand uppity blacks like that. I really cannot. It's one thing to be educated, but the way they had them sound like they trying to put on airs like they are just that Jack and Jill type of shit. And then Jack and Jill was mentioned in this and oh my God, this is this. Like, they're so much better. Okay? I don't like stuff like that. I would not be able to get along and rock with that. You can have money, you can have class or whatever, but you can't have this air that you don't have to have an air that you're better. I don't like that. So her whole family just, I just, they probably part of social clubs and socialites and all this stuff and, country clubs and I can't rock with that. But in the show, especially when the daddy was talking about, oh, you got to peep out your competition. And then when the mama was talking about the book, The Prince, I hope you, it's such a small little pamphlet of a book. I'm pretty sure that you was able to read it. And Tariq had to say, listen, I read it a couple of times. I read it a few times actually. And she was like, well, I guess it's just about, remind me, because it's about how to be a sociopath or whatever. And Tariq was like, no, bitch, it was just about getting what you need, doing what you have to do to get what you want, to make it through. You know, all the books and things that they have been reading has been relating to Tariq's life. And his explanations have been spot on. And it's be stopping people dead in their track. Like, the boy is smart. The boy is smart at what he do, you know. And so him and Lauren had to go off or whatever to the side. And we find out that Lauren's brother, you know, he fell to the pressure. Like, the family put too much pressure on him that he started doing psychiatric drugs, and it led to harder drugs. And now he's in a facility. And we find out that Lauren has a boyfriend out there in Washington. And, you know, they up there flirting or whatever. Next thing you know, they kissing. And next thing you know, the boyfriend is there. And he's one of them uppity to do good niggas too. And I was just like, ugh, I don't like this. It looked like their relationship is boring. Okay, shit like that just be like, y'all have a boring ass relationship. What y'all be talking about? Y'all be talking about scholarships and all that shit all the time? Academia all the time? You get off on that all the time? Like, that's cute to have an intellectual conversation here and there. But damn, give me some gossip. Give me some kiki or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what's going on. Give me some hood rat shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to do hood rat things with my hood rat friends. You know? That type of stuff. Okay? But, you know, different classes or whatever. When that finishes, you know, at the end of that, this is what I was talking about at the beginning when I was talking. And do y'all feel the same way? What is the point of the teachers? What is the point of Professor Milgram and Professor Reynolds, Jabari? They went back to the office and they get into this heated little discussion on if you fucking teachers and you want me and you scared because you want me and all this stuff. And they start fucking. Like, what is the point of them? I don't understand, what do they bring to this whole thing about Ghost and Power. At least on Power, the majority of every person played a part into what was going on. This, I don't understand what is it about. If you take them out, we're not gonna miss them. Like, I don't understand their storyline and what's their issue and what's their deal. Like, I don't get it. Why are they there? I don't get it. Am I the only one? And I've been seeing this tweet about that, the same thing. People have been saying it on Twitter about it too. What is the point? You know, Lauren did try to text Tariq and say, can we talk? And he was like, we ain't got nothing to talk about. And then, you know, later the next day at school, she didn't sit by him and he had to sit by her. And, you know, it was like, you ain't got nothing to explain. You got options. We 17, 18 years old, so we can still kick it or whatever. It's good to have your options open. And when he said that, Diana was texting him, and she was like, who was that? He was like I said, got options. Okay. And she understood. And at the end of the episode, Tasha was out there doing what she was doing because she was talking to that girl that needed the plan B at one point, and was looking at you know, the lady guard and thinking, you know, that somebody is following her or, you know, watching her, and she thought that it was old girl, and kind of find out it's not. It's the other guy, Bishop, you know, who was talking and reporting to Lorenzo. So she calls Tariq. She gets a text message from Lorenzo saying that Tariq was doing such a good job or whatever, and showed him a picture of him that Drew took of him when he was in class. And that's basically how the episode ended. But y'all tell me how y'all feel. Ooh, I gave y'all a 38-minute review. Damn, I was talking. I actually liked this episode. Anyway, y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode, and I will see you guys later. Peace.